It's time for a tear down. This is a massive battery, almost 4 kilowatt hour of energy inside this battery. Well, this thing is a tough nut to crack. That bang is pretty hard, but it still don't want to come out, so let's go for plan B. This is not really cutting the plastic. The friction from the blades actually is hot enough to melt the plastic. That's melted plastic right there. There's no sawdust. It's almost out. Ta-da! My first impression, wow! Everything is wrapped together, airtight. There's a piece of foam here on this side. There's another piece of foam here on this side. That's empty space here, empty space here. So if you want a smaller battery, just cut the case out and move this whole thing out. That's the battery of itself. The battery cell is very close to the edge, and this is almost as tall as the part where I cut. That's how deep my blade goes in there, and it almost touches the battery like that. This is very risky. Please do not try this at home. But I'm lucky enough to have the battery all in one piece. Not a single scratch. I'm trying to get the battery out, but it is glued to the bottom with double-sided tape, and it is very tight. But the glue only stuck to the blue wrap, so I think the best way to do this is to cut the blue wrap. There we go. And here is the actual battery. It's got fiberglass plates covering the entire battery from top to bottom. We got a heating pad on one side and a second heating pad on the other side. So this battery is capable of self-heating when the battery is too cold. And I will test that in a few minutes. We got 4 very large prismatic cells connected in series. We got a QR code on the top of the cell, and it says 04Q, which is a code for EVE power. So these cells are made by EVE, which is one of the best battery manufacturers. And check this out. This is something I don't see in many lithium iron phosphate battery. The terminals are not welded together, but rather it's connected by a lock nut, and that means it can be easily removable. So if one cell goes bad, you can easily replace the cell. The 2 heating pads are connected in parallel. So we got the positive wire from this side is connected to the positive wire from the other side, and they all go to the same positive terminal. The other wire, which is the negative wire from both pads, go to the same connection on the BMS where it is controlled by the BMS. We got 5 balance wire on the top here, and they are all screwed down to the bus bar and then glued together to the bus bar, so it's very secure. There's even labels for all of the balance wire. Here is the Bluetooth card, and the battery is completely encased in the fiberglass board, and the Bluetooth card is outside of the battery. I think that's for preventing interference. The positive terminal from the battery goes straight to the main positive terminal on the top. The negative terminal from the battery goes to the BMS, and then output from the BMS to the main negative terminal on the top. And the wire they use is size 4. Most 100 amp hour batteries use size 6, but because this is 300 amp hour and the BMS is rated at 200 amps, so that's why they have to use a bigger size wire. All of the wires are protected in a very thick fiberglass sleeve for heat protection. Let's take a look at the BMS There's a sticker on the top here, and we got the model number SP04S034. That is the part number, and it is made by JBD. JBD is one of the most popular BMS manufacturer. We got two temperature sensors on the BMS, and they all go to the same place on the top here. Why? Here they are, two of them glued together by silicone in the same place. If you got two sensors, at least you got to put them in different places. Let's remove the sensor so we can do some tests on it.